All right, so Realme just dropped two new flagships on us, and, well, take a look. They seem pretty much identical, right? You've got the standard Realme GT8, and then you've got this one, the all-out GT8 Pro. But there is a catch, a pretty big one. And yep, you guessed it, the catch is the price. We're talking about a $300 difference to jump up to the Pro. Now, obviously, the Pro is supposed to be the better phone, but the real question here is why? What are you actually getting for that extra cash?
So that's exactly what we're going to break down today. We're going to figure out where that extra money went. Is that Pro upgrade actually worth it, or is the standard GT8 really all the phone you'll ever need? Let's find out.
Okay, so before we can even talk about the differences, we have to look at what's the same on both of these phones, because there are some incredible features they share. This is the foundation, right? It's the bedrock of the whole lineup, and honestly, it's what makes the standard GT8 such a tempting deal from the get-go. And what's really striking is that the two things you interact with most every single day, they're identical. Both phones have a massive 7,000 milliamp hour battery. I mean, that is huge for a flagship. And they both have the exact same top-of-the-line screen. We're talking a super sharp QHD Plus display, a buttery smooth 144 Hz refresh rate, and a peak brightness of 7,000 nits, which is just ridiculously bright. So right off the bat, you're getting a world-class experience on either phone. Okay, so if the battery and the display are the same, where's the money going? Well, the first big area is just raw, unadulterated power. Let's take a look at what that actually means in terms of a performance boost for the Pro. And yeah, the numbers here really do tell the story. On the benchmarks, the GT8 Pro is hitting around 4 million points. The standard GT8? About 3.32 million. That works out to a roughly 21% jump in raw performance. Now, if you're a heavy gamer or you do a lot of video editing on your phone, that 21% is something you'll actually feel. It means smoother gameplay, faster exports. It's a difference, that's for sure. So what's causing that 21% leap? Well, it all comes down to the silicon. The Pro gets the newer Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip, and it's clocked a bit higher at 4.6 GHz. On top of that, it's also got slightly faster UFS 4.1 storage. That just means apps and big files are going to open a fraction of a second quicker. These are definitely targeted upgrades designed to give the Pro that performance advantage. All right, let's talk about what is, without a doubt, the single biggest difference between these two phones. For a lot of you, this is going to be the deal breaker. I'm talking about the cameras, and trust me, they are worlds apart. Now, the main camera on both is great, no issues there, but on the standard GT8, they really cut a corner with the ultra-wide. It's only an 8-megapixel sensor. In this day and age, for a flagship phone, that's a huge compromise. Your shots can end up looking a little soft, a little noisy. The Pro, on the other hand, it completely fixes this. It has a proper, high-resolution 50-megapixel ultra-wide. It's just no contest. And the camera story doesn't end there. Not even close. The real magic trick for the Pro is its zoom. It has a 200-megapixel periscope telephoto lens. Now what that means is it uses this cool folded optics system, kind of like a submarine periscope, to get incredible zoom without needing a giant bulky lens sticking out. The result? You can get super detailed photos from way, way farther away than the standard model could ever dream of. And then there's the software. On top of all that amazing hardware, the Pro gets an exclusive partnership with the legendary camera company Ricoh. This unlocks some really cool features, like a super fast snap focus mode that's perfect for street photography, and a bunch of custom film tones that look amazing. It even has this unique modular design on the camera bump for future add-ons. Look, if you care about photography at all, the Pro is playing in a completely different league. Okay, so the last big category of differences is all about the daily conveniences, the quality of life stuff. These are all those little things that, on their own, might not seem like a huge deal, but they all add up to make the phone feel more premium. First up, let's talk charging. The Pro gets a speed boost for wired charging, up to 120 watts. But honestly, the bigger deal is that it adds 50-watt wireless charging. That's something you just don't get at all on the standard model. And finally, the Pro is just built tougher. It's got top-tier IP68 and IP69 ratings. All you need to know is that it's super resistant to dust and water. It's just a level of peace of mind the standard phone can't give you. And just to round things out, the Pro has a couple of final premium touches. You get a better selfie camera, 32 megapixels for sharper shots, and the display has that nice curve around the edges that just makes it feel a little more high-end in your hand.
So after all that, we're back to the big question, which one of these phones is right for you? And honestly, it really just comes down to what you care about most.
Let's make this simple. You should pick the standard GT8, the Value King, if your number one priority is getting the most bang for your buck. You're getting that amazing battery life and that gorgeous screen. But you have to be okay with a pretty weak ultra-wide camera, and you have to be okay with never, ever using wireless charging. On the other hand, you should go for the GT8 Pro, the ultimate flagship, if you're someone who just wants the best, with no compromises. You're paying that extra money for that 21% speed boost, for a camera system that is just miles better, and for those must-have conveniences like wireless charging and serious water resistance. Look, the GT8 offers fantastic value. There's no question about it. But the GT8 Pro, that's the phone where Realme really went all out to build a true competitor to the best of the best. So the question you have to ask yourself is this: what matters more to you? Is it all about value, or is it about having the ultimate power?